So one of the most common questions we get on this channel is how we deal with humidity and temperature when we have tanks of this size and quantity. Right now I have 9 big aquariums down here in my basement with plans to expand and even get more. So humidity and temperature really starts to play a role down here in my basement. Today we are going to unbox this product from INKBIRD, which is a humidity and temperature sensor. We're also just going to discuss how I control humidity and how I think about it when I have a big fish room down here in my basement. I think this topic is relevant to many of you if you have a big fish room, or especially if you have tanks with open tops without lids. This is definitely something that you want to tune into. So I'm excited to discuss this topic and also check out this product. Let's dive right in. So even though I have 9 big aquariums down here in my basement, I do have firm lids on all of them. This is my acrylic tank. It has a molded lid on top with acrylic lids. So it's as closed as it possibly can be, but even with that, it does create some humidity. We move on to my custom aquariums. These have really thick, nice lids and are about as covered as possible. Moving on to the 135 that has a lid. Also the 90-gallon discus tank with a canopy that is covered as possible, but there is still definitely room for moisture to escape. And then we move on into my fish room where I have a 33-gallon, a 40-gallon, and a 75-gallon, along with 2 quarantine tanks on the right that are not currently set up. But all of these will emit a little bit of moisture into the air. So I do think it gets pretty humid down here, even though I'm pretty used to it. Sometimes when friends or family come down here, they will say it has a damp feel, and I definitely don't want that going on in my house. So when it comes to humidity in a fish room, it is something that can be relatively uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to that. I don't typically like to be in a damp room, and I don't think it's really good for your home either. So I do have dehumidifiers that I've had in my basement. I have 2 of them. But I don't like to have them running all the time. They do make some noise, and of course they're using a lot of energy to just always be on. So when I was looking for different products to not only monitor temperature but also humidity, that's when I saw this product from INKBIRD. I had already heard of this brand because I'm already running their temperature controllers with all of my heaters. One example here is for my 180. You can see that the temperature controller here shuts off the heaters if they ever overheat. This really prevents any type of heater malfunction, as that has happened many times throughout my fish keeping experience. One of the most frustrating things in the hobby is heater failure, and these temperature controllers have done a great job mitigating any issues there. And so it really provides the safest environment for the fish so that they're never overheating. And if I was ever away on vacation, for instance, these different controllers would notify me if the tanks were ever overheating, and that way I can step in and prevent anything before they really become an issue. So I have the temperature under control with the different controllers, but I would still like to monitor the temperature down here in my basement over time. All of my aquariums currently have heaters, but there is one in my fish room that is more of a cold water tank, and anytime the temperature fluctuates too much in here, it is probably not that great for that aquarium. So I want to keep it as consistent as possible down here in the basement. But I would also really like to track humidity, and that's where this new product comes into play. Okay, so this is the IBS-TH3-PLUS-WIFI from INKBIRD. This is the box here, pretty simple, and it does the main things that I'm looking for, which is tracking humidity, temperature, and being able to do that through the app on my phone. So let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. Comes with an instruction manual, which is just a scan QR code, which we'll do here in a second. And then here is product. Have a little outside wrapping here that we have to get off. And there it is. So it's a nice clean look. The screen is a good size, but it's not too big that it's going to be standing out in my fish room. But we're going to go ahead and get this tab off here. You can use this to either prop up the LED display, and you can also use the on and off button right here. So we'll go ahead and put that on. And you can see the numbers pull up on the display here. I'm not sure if these are exactly correct yet. I'm not sure what 22 degrees Celsius is. I'll have to change that to Fahrenheit. And if it is 70% humidity in here, that's pretty high. So we'll make sure this is all set up and calibrated in just a moment. I'll probably sit this part down and get this hung up on my wall rather than sitting on a desk. And the other part that comes in this unit is just the USB cord, which plugs into this unit here somewhere. Let's see, right here. And that just charges the unit. So I really do like that you can use the USB to charge this rather than having those little batteries that go bad after about a month. Rather than doing that, you can easily charge it with the USB. So that's definitely a plus. Okay, so I got the app and the unit calibrated. It's really simple. You can just follow the instructions on the app. You can see that my basement is about 72 degrees Fahrenheit and humidity levels are kind of high at 66%. So already by seeing that damp icon, I would like to keep my humidity below 50%. And so this already signals to me that I should turn on my dehumidifier and let it run for a little bit and just get that overall percentage a little bit lower. But the unit itself has a little bit of a charge. I'm just gonna go ahead and charge it just a little bit longer before I hang this up on the wall and get this all ready to go. So as I mentioned, I have 7 big aquariums, 2 more quarantine systems that will be set up again, and then I have a couple big aquarium projects coming up very soon. So things are expanding down here in my basement. That means the fish room is growing, that means the tank sizes, the quantity of water, all the different fish, everything is growing. And so I'm looking at more and more types of equipment and products to just enhance my overall fish room, and that's where this product really came into play. I do think it's a really affordable way to just monitor your temperature, your humidity, just add some safeguards to your aquariums. I started adding all the INKBIRD controllers to all of my aquariums since they're relatively cheap, but they do their job really well. But with this product, I can really monitor temperature and humidity, even if I'm not home, if I'm on vacation, and I just want to check in on things to make sure nothing's going awry. And I think maybe the thing I love the most about this product is that even though it's only about $35 on Amazon right now, it's saving me a lot of money on energy costs as I'm not running my dehumidifiers constantly, and I just kind of have a better feel for my humidity levels down here in the basement. I know that I can maybe turn my dehumidifier on about 1/3 of the time that it was on before, which eliminates some noise and just some energy consumption, which is great. And I'm keeping things nice and comfortable down here in my basement for not only me, but my friends and family that visit. I think it overall makes it just a nicer environment down here in my basement. So as things continue to grow and expand in my fish room, you can expect a lot more product reviews like this one. I have a lot of products right here that I want to get to, not only installing, but testing on my aquariums before actually doing a review. But if you would like to see more about this product, you can check out the link down in the description below. Like I said, it's really been a value to me for something that was relatively affordable. And like I said, it really helps me control my temperature and humidity down here in my fish room. If you have any questions, make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.